Hi, how is everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sunny, and tonight I am bringing something a little different that I want to share with you and kind of make you aware of, and we're just going to kind of go from there. One of my gifts is let me get settled in here so I'm not moving around. And one of my gifts is I'm able to communicate with spirits and my spirit guides through automatic handwriting, which they obviously use my hand to write what messages they want to tell me. For the past about 4, maybe 5 months, they've been writing the same thing. Well, it wasn't until last night, matter of fact, or early this morning, I didn't sleep very well last night, that I realized what they were actually talking about and what I was supposed to do with this information. And I only have 18 minutes, so I might have to do this in 2 separate videos. And if I do have to do it in 2 separate videos, I'm probably going to do the one tonight, and then I'll do another one in the morning where I left off, just so you know. Lilith, from what I understand, I had no idea who Lilith was. I just read the entire Bible about 2 years ago when I was going through my spiritual awakening, and it was a really intense, scary time in my life. I didn't understand what was going on, and I felt like some of the things I had done in my past maybe were starting to catch up with me, and I just wasn't quite sure, and I had no one to kind of ask or find out from, so it took me through quite a ride to finally understand what was going on with me. I've been soul searching, and I went through my dark night of the soul, and I've done all that stuff, and I'm still obviously going through my awakening. I believe I'll go through it for the rest of my lifetime. But I have experienced a lot of things that a lot of other psychics and a lot of people that I've spoke with have not. I'm able to live in the dark and the light, which most people are not. I mean, we all live in the dark and light, but I actually communicate with things that live in the dark, that are not such great spirits. I would say they're more the dark, the more evil, the more demons and all that stuff. I don't talk about that very often because people seem to be already kind of freaked out by all of my gifts and everything that I know, and so be it. Well, as far as what I read and researched before I decided to make this video, is that Lilith was Adam's first wife. She was there before Eve was, but she would get bored, so she would kind of take off and be gone for so long and then come back. Well, she didn't come back, and it broke Adam's heart. So I believe, if I'm correct, that God punished her by making her a dark angel, or I can't remember exactly what they're called, but he gave her black wings and all that, and she became evil. And Adam was so heartbroken over her that he replaced her with Eve, and then that's kind of how Adam and Eve came about. Well, we all know that in life right now, in this world, and it's been going on for a long time, that there are people being human trafficked, I can't talk, oh my Lord, that they were selling people for sex, kids, and they've been doing this for a long time. And then we also know about underground sex rings and child sex rings and all that stuff, and And we notice that everything that we look at and everything that is like shown to us and promoted is veered towards sex. And don't get me wrong, because I'm not some like hypocrite. I'm not somebody that's like, I feel some of this stuff I don't agree with, but I mean, I'm not a prude. I don't mind that if I watch a movie and there's naked people, or I don't care about all that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how it's destroying people's lives. They are not being able to be faithful to their wives or husbands. Porn is a huge thing in this world. People aren't wanting to commit only to one person. They're wanting to have multiple partners, and sometimes at the same time. They're wanting to have just degrading sex with them, with themselves and with others. And more power to the people that do that. I'm not judging. I'm not. But we all have to admit that it is out of, it's making this world into something that it never was supposed to be. That brings that type of stuff, that type of acts and desires, and when you're desiring to watch porn before you have intimacy with your partner, and then or you're staying up all night and you're not going to bed, stuff like that, that's when it's definitely a problem. And then it's like when people are married, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to say this because people are gonna be like, oh my god, she's stuck in the old days and whatever. I'm pretty adventurous, so I'm pretty open-minded to most things. But marriage is between two people, and it's a union that we take seriously, that we should take seriously. And when we're bringing other people into our bedrooms and we're sharing partners, and that breaks that seal, that breaks that union, even in a relationship. I understand that there are people that really enjoy that, and really they must be really secure with themselves and trust their partners, because I don't know if I could actually do it. I don't know if I could have the trust. I don't know if I could be there when somebody else was with my my spouse or my whomever I was with. That's just me, and maybe that is my insecurities, and if so, then I own them, because I don't like to share, in that aspect. But you never know. I can't say I would never do it, but the thing is it's really making our world dark. It's really going against what God wanted us to live like and be, and and I believe it's causing a lot of divorces. It's causing a lot of mistrust in relationships. People don't even want to be in a relationship anymore. They are too afraid, or they want to play the field, and and like I said, more power to you. I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm here because of Lilith is what I'm here for. But I can already tell you, I'm not even going to have time to even go into what I wanted to with her. So this will be my video for today. And then I will record the second half again. And then I will go ahead and post it. I am trying to clean out my phone. There's so much stuff in it that the storage is it's outright. I don't have any time. So, this time I had 18 minutes. Well, that's not very long when you talk as much as I do. So anyways, getting back to Lilith. So she became just kind of like a rebel. Like she went against all the things that she was supposed to do. She was supposed to be faithful to Adam, and she wasn't, and she would go sleep with everybody, and so so on and so on. Well, God punished her by making her this evil demon. And from what I gathered from it is that she goes around like she's a spirit, and she goes around to married men and steals their semen to be able to get pregnant to birth all these demon kids, is kind of what I'm getting at. And with that being said, when I communicated with my spirits, they kept writing, I kept asking, what is wrong? What is going on in this world? There's something that is like overpowering people, that is making them live without without compassion, kindness, love, trust, friendly neighbors, or, just, like the dating scene, it's horrible. You cannot ever just, there's not a guy that ever just, or girl, I'm not picking on sides, that will just ever just call you up and ask you out. It's always to go out drinking, so then, we can loosen up, so, they're just expecting that you're going to have sex. Well, before you even go out to the bar, which they half the time don't even pick you up. They don't take you out to dinner. They don't, they don't, and vice versa. I mean, I'm not saying that men always have to do that, but I think that's what I would like. I would like somebody to come pick me up, take me out for a nice dinner, and then we could go out and, have a good time or whatever. But you don't get that anymore. No, instead you start receiving, pictures that you just don't want to see right away. At least I don't, and I know a lot of women don't. It's crazy. And they don't care. They're not, half of them aren't even planning on meeting you. They're just wanting to do the thing over the phone, and you send pictures of yourself naked, and that's all. It's just odd to me. There's no love. There's no affection. There's no connections. It's just all free love sex, and everybody sleeps with everybody, and to me, I think it's as bad as how it sounds. You're out there sleeping with everybody. But before I go that, in my younger days, I wasn't like a complete, I wasn't a slut, but I did, mistake sex for love. So I was more free willing at that time, I'd say. Now at 43, I know what I want. I know what I deserve, and that's what I'm gonna, that's what I'm shooting for. So I guess if I have to be single and hopefully not have sex for the rest of my life, that might be pretty rough, because it's pretty rough now. But then I guess that's the choice I make. I just do not feel comfortable sleeping with that many people. But then again, I was sexually abused when I was a kid, and there's just probably a lot to that too. Anyways, what my guides are telling me is these sex addictions, these problems with marriages, these demons, they're called fallen angels, and the darkness are taking over. They are taking over society. They're taking over relationships. They're taking over people and this is my opinion, that go to schools and start shooting all these kids. Because if you listen to what these people are saying, they're saying that the voices told them to. And some could be lying, but as I'm clairvoyant, and since I've started my journey, this is what the universe has been showing me. It has been showing me the weird. I thought I was losing my mind. I thought, I don't know what the hell I'm seeing. This is just so crazy. But it didn't. It's not. It showed me a cult. It showed me like orgies, and that's how it started off, is by all these. It showed me all these people having sex, and it kept showing me over and over and over for like 6 months, until I realized who they were showing me having sex. That's a whole nother video. And that what was actually going on. It was hard, I went into this gift without even knowing anything about it. I literally thought I'd lost my mind. I told my mom, I have lost my mind. You're going to have to take me to behavioral health, because I need an evaluation. And thank God she was like, no, you don't need to. Thank God. But, I really truly did think I was crazy for a while because the things it was showing me. It also showed me people in cloaks, like over, that the hooded cloaks. And then it did show me a woman that, when I looked at the picture of Lilith, resembled her a lot. So I believe that's might be who I was seeing, but I could be wrong, because to be honest, she kind of looks like my mom and her sisters. And so that's it kind of makes me not 100% sure on that, so I'm not going to say that. I have an article that a woman wrote about. She's a psychic. There was this married couple. I'm going to be out of time in just a minute, so I'm going to hurry up. They lived in this home together. Well, her husband passed away, and the wife literally could not stay there on that property anymore because she was so afraid of what she was seeing, what was happening around her. She knew something was weird about her husband's death. And this article goes into depth about what went on in that house, and I want to share it with everyone because it will explain a lot more than what I'm telling you, and then we can kind of go from there. Because I believe that a lot of people are being affected by this, and I think it's really important to hear me out. For one thing, you can believe me, or you can, have your own opinions, but just listen to this. This video is really important. I hope that you can like and subscribe to my channel, and then you can also share these, because I think it's important that we get it out there, that people have more information, because it's actually making people violent. It's making people crazy. It's making people do like horrible things. So with that being said, I have like 1 minute left, so I'm gonna go ahead and say peace out. Thank you for listening to me, and I will post the second video with all the information either tonight, in the morning, or by tomorrow afternoon. It just depends on my phone. So I hope everybody had a wonderful Valentine's Day. I am sending much love, light, hugs, positive vibes, many kisses, and peace.